I needed to get that out my system. I needed to get that out my system. You know, Ray, there's one universal truth in this world. You know, every man's been through it at least once. You got this girlfriend, and I'm sure this has happened. You get this girlfriend, everything's good. At first you're in love, everything's great. You have your good times and whatnot. You know, she fucks like a beast, but once it runs its course, you're like, okay, you know what, I'm done with this shit. You guys break up. You say you're done with her. You know, you say you're gonna be friends, or at least pretend to be friends, but you know, really, you're fucking done with that broad. And then out of the blue, she's like, oh, hey, you know, I'm over here. You want to just hang out real quick? You know, because I'm hanging out. Yeah. You go there, you hang out. It's fun. You say, oh, yeah, you know, I'll walk you home because we're quote-unquote friends, you know, even though you don't plan to be. You get there, and then that broad just drains your balls in a way that you're like, for a bit, you start to question, like, damn, should I have broken up? Because this reminds me of what I loved about that broad. That happens with everybody.
Did she lose 10 to 15 pounds post breakup?
Okay, I think you're taking this analogy way too serious. I'm saying this is an analogy for the movie we just saw.
Yeah, we did. This is an analogy for that same movie.
Yeah, I ain't asking you about whether the chick is blonde or not. If you got some personal shit to work out, get a therapist. That ain't what this show is for.
I was saying because, you know, she lost 10 to 15 pounds post after the breakup. I'm just saying, you know, it's relevant to the movie we just saw.
Jesus. All right, everybody, you listen to the fellas. This is Ray and Antoine. Today is a very special day. We got our comic book aficionado on the line. Dre, say hello to the nice people and comment on how good it was to bang your ex that one time, even though you know in your head the relationship is over, but that sex kind of had you reminiscing about how good the relationship was.
You know what? That's a perfect analogy.
I know
that's
it's
how
a perfect fucking analogy.
I was ready. I was ready to break up with comic book movies.
Yeah. And you say, you know what? We're done. We're gonna have a nice, you know, I'm gonna meet you at this place, and we're gonna laugh and whatnot. And then I'm gonna leave, and I'm gonna be like, yeah, this relationship is done. Nothing's gonna happen. But then she's like, oh, you know, you left your thing at my place, and one thing leads to another, and you have that freaky sex that only you two had. There was that bond, and when it's done, you're like, damn, that was fucking good. I thought I left this shit behind.
The only reason I even showed up is because I wanted to break up with her. But it's so good, I guess if she calls me, I'll pick up the phone next time.
Hey, the thing is, my analogy works too. You see?
I know ain't nobody talking about whether she lost weight.
Yes, she did, because you know all those Marvel characters are gone now.
She's the same as she always was.
No.
It's your memory of how good it was.
Tony gone.
You know what? Okay, everybody, we saw Spider-Man. What the fuck is this? I keep being
Long Way Home,
Far From Home. I kept fucking Homecoming was on the tip of my tongue, and I was trying not to say it. Spider-Man Far From Home. It didn't have nothing to do with Spider-Man losing weight. Spider-Man Far From Home was just as beautiful and rewarding as Spider-Man Homecoming was. But you were like, I'm not gonna have that feeling again after you broke up and you hook back up with it. It's like, shit, I feel just as good as I did when I saw Homecoming. It makes you kind of upset. You're like, no, damn it, I said this relationship was over. I even stayed past the credits, and I was like, I ain't doing that shit no more. I even stayed past the fucking credits. I feel bad.
I even enjoyed this one more than I enjoyed Homecoming.
I can believe that. I can absolutely, which is the way it's supposed to be. But so few Marvel movies were like that. That's why you broke it off.
You know what? Marvel's finally getting it right with Spider-Man. Spider-Man before in those older Sony films, even in Homecoming,
Marvel's getting it right with Spider-Man because they're not trying to shoehorn every fucking movie into a franchise.
No, I know,
because they can't do that shit with Spider-Man.
It's not about that. It's about the way Spider-Man fights, and his action pace was actually more impressive than the animated one, which I really love, Into the Spider-Verse.
That's wading in the minutia, because even Homecoming was that good as far as the way he's fighting. Yeah, they found more impressive ways to do the same thing. That ain't saying much. It was beautiful either way.
That choreograph.
It's like asking me which one of my kids I love the least right in front of my kids. I'm not going to get into that argument with you. It was beautiful. I love both of them equally. It's fucking beautiful. There's nothing more I can say about that. The movie was fucking beautiful. I mean, everybody, all the cast members did their job. I like the fact that they pulled the focus focus into just a few cast members, which was a good idea. Freaking Tom Holland, again, killed it as prepubescent Spider-Man, even though he's not really prepubescent. He still killed it as being this unsure person. I'm not sure if I'm good enough for this. And then by the end of the movie, he's fucking just rocking it. And you're like, yo, this is the fucking new Tony Stark and shit, which is great. I'm kind of pissed off that he said in some article that he wanted to play a gay Peter Parker. Is he gay in real life?
No, I don't think so.
He wants to play like a gay Spider-Man from an alternate universe. And I was like, this is one of those times where it's like, you're such a genius.
No, that's when you say, hey, actor, read the words on the page. We're not paying our money to hear what you think. We're here to watch you play make-believe with somebody else's words.
So often Hollywood thinks they can let their actors do whatever they want because they're name alone is still gonna pull people in. Yeah, I want to do a scene where Peter Parker sucks some dude off and spits the semen in another guy's face. Well, whatever it takes to keep this guy on board, fuck it, do it. I've seen actors do dumb shit like that.
Yeah, I know, but some of these actors, they have to realize we're not here to hear what you have to think. You're good at playing make believe with somebody else's words, so do that and shut the fuck up.
So basically that's the Hollywood version of I don't pay you to talk.
Yeah, pretty much.
I'm done fucking you. Take your money and get out.
Yeah,
That's the Hollywood version of that.
Don't make me Weinstein you.
There you go.
God.
There you go. A lot more actors need that. Tom Holland pulled it off spectacularly. We're not going to go into spoilers, but I completely hated everything about Mysterio until the movie got where it was supposed to be, and I was like, oh, thank God. Oh, thank you.
It was great.
Now it makes sense. Oh, that's so good.
I always knew there was a
upset
twist because it's Mysterio. You know what I mean?
Well, but the thing is, they're so fast and loose with how they do these things. I was like, oh God, no, Mysterio. I was so upset. And then once it got, I'm not gonna go spoilers yet, but once it got to a certain point, I was like, oh yeah, let me fan myself. I got the vapors. Oh, I feel good now. And the movie really shined from there on out. Honestly, besides Tom Holland and Jake Gyllenhaal, was there really any acting that stood out?
Yeah, Marissa Tomei's, man. I can't just believe how hot she still is.
That's really. I mean, I'm kind of biased because when you say May, not May Parker. That's Mr. Tomei. I'm thinking about somebody else, and she's okay. Whatever, you like MILFs. That's good. No, for some reason I was thinking MJ because I've never liked this version of MJ. When you mention MJ, I want to see a smoking hot ginger. I don't like this mystery meat chick they're bringing up here. What is she? Yeah,
like? But the reason I accept it because she's not Mary Jane.
Yeah, I'll accept it.
MJ, but she's not Mary Jane.
This is an alternate universe.
Mary Jane,
I'll take it.
I would have lost my freaking mind.
Yeah,
I would have probably not watched the movie. Same reason I don't like these race swaps that they do. Mm-hmm. But the fact that her name, what was her name, Michelle or something?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah,
I'm cool with it.
She's hot. They do a really good job.
She's cute. She's hot. She's hot.
That's weird because she works really hard to make herself look like. I think saying salty garbage is going a bit too far, but nowhere near as hot as she is in real life, which is weird. That's really weird. So I was looking at pictures of her and like, oh wait a minute, she's in this movie? Okay. Then they show like some personal pictures with her on talk shows. I'm like, wait a minute, she's hot. Why does she look like this? She's goth, emo. I don't care how I look. I'm not gonna wear makeup. She like makes herself look like shit in all these movies, but in actuality, she's kind of hot.
Yeah, the only problem I've been having is when I saw this entire student body class, they look old as shit.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, I would see stand-ins. Like when the camera would change, I'd see like characters that were not on the frame beforehand. They're obviously like in camera shot all of a sudden. Like I saw like 3 or 4 gangsters into screen out of nowhere. I'm like, what the hell?
Yeah, and I will also tell you have not.
It was just weird.
I have not now, nor will I ever accept that Flash Thompson that they have in this movie.
No. Now that thing, that's just disrespectful.
That offended me to my core.
Oh, that was Flash?
Yeah, the Pakistani kid is the all-American jock. The all-American, all-state football player.
You mean the guy that looks like he's 40?
Well, yeah, I guess he does kind of look like he's a stunted 40-year-old. No, the guy, Tony Ravioli, who clearly looks as if he's somewhat of Arab descent. Oh yeah, he's Flash Thompson. He's the cool kid. I'm like, dude, in my high school, they'd be...
Tony Ravioli, what?
Yeah. Tony Ravolori. Tony Revolori.
Wow.
And unlike in my high school, that this dude would be walking with a limp every day because dudes would fuck with him just because they can.
Oh, he was in a Great Budapest Hotel. He was the servant.
Yeah, because he doesn't look American. He looks Middle Eastern. That's why he was in there.
Oh
And
my
I'm
God.
like, this is your Flash Thompson. This is the guy all the football players fist bumping shit. Man, get the fuck out of here. It's no Flash Thompson. They should be ashamed of themselves. I think they were trying to send a message. The basic plot without the spoilers first, and then we're going to get right into the red meat. So the idea is this is picking up after Tony Stark has died, after the Avengers movie, Endgame and all that. And Spider-Man's picking up the pieces best he can. He's going on doing his Spider-Man thing, taking a lot more responsibility on himself. But he's avoiding looking into the responsibilities that he would have as Tony Stark's protege. So he really wants to go on a vacation, and he's going on a senior trip. And he's making all these efforts to leave that stuff behind. You're going on a senior trip. He's going to Europe. And apparently there's a being from another Earth named Mysterio who has mystic powers. He's trying to stop these interdimensional, interrealitary demons from coming over to Earth and destroying his planet, and Spider-Man's going to help him do that. That's it. End of plot. It's much better than that, but I'd have to get into spoilers. So we can discuss things as they go, but I'm going to go ahead and hit that spoilers button now, and I just hit the spoilers button.
All right, there we go.
So first and foremost, I came in very upset with them having Mysterio as the good guy, even if it's going to be an alternate reality Spider-Man. That just did not sit right with me.
You know what sat right with me?
What?
The fact that they made one of the most goofy looking ass villains so freaking awesome in this film.
Yeah, you're right. Mysterio, in my opinion, was always a C or possibly D-list villain. That was the only complaint I ever had with the comic book Old Man Logan. It's like, wait, Wolverine killed the entire X-Mansion because of fucking Mysterio? What?
Yeah, dude.
That always upset me. I was like, get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, but like recently, like, because even in the Dead Man Logan series now, he's trying to get Mysterio. It started off with him trying to kill Mysterio to avoid that happening in the real continuum. Mm-hmm. But for some reason, Mysterio's powers have been upgraded since his introduction. Because at first it was just special effects, but now he actually creates illusions in the books.
Jesus.
So, building off of what they did with the comic books with Mysterio, this new Mysterio was pretty badass, man.
He was badass, but I think that's only because they grounded what he did with a lot of realism, and they made you say,
in technology that's already been established,
exactly.
With all these Iron Man movies for the past 10 years,
and I think
so that was dope, man.
Yeah, I think the Mysterio in the book, it would have just taken way too much time to revamp him in a way that could have fit that, and they were just like, he makes illusions. And they just called it a day. Like,
His illusion technology was the technology that Iron Man used when he was showing the simulation with his parents. What was that? What movie was that? Civil War?
No, that was
Civil War.
Oh yeah. That was Civil War. That was Civil War. That was Civil War.
Yeah. He was the guy who created that technology.
Yeah, and he called it barf. Can you believe that? But the whole thing was cute, it was quirky. I wasn't taking it serious until it got to the point when Peter gets these glasses that allows him to use and control the entire information and cyber database of Stark Industries, as well as the orbital defense platform that Stark has. And he's like, I'm not good enough to have this. And he's talking with Mysterio. And he's like, you know what? I want you to have it. I trust you. Right then and there. That's when it clicked in. Oh, shit, he's a bad guy. Awesome. I don't know how they're going to explain all this shit, but he's a bad guy, so I'm happy. And then as soon as Spider-Man left and all the holograms in that bar turned off, I was like, oh, shit, I just came.
Oh,
that
was awesome.
It's my Mysterio. It's Mysterio.
But what I loved about that scene, the holograms disappeared. I thought at first it was just going to be him by himself, and I saw there were real people there. I'm like, who the hell are these people? Then all of a sudden, like, they started clapping, and you realize it's a whole team, you know,
a special effects team, which is what they used to have
thought
back
that was
in the
really
day.
cool, you know. It made it more realistic and modern, as opposed to some villain standing in the room by himself, like, ha 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 ha, finally I have it, ha ha ha.
Exactly,
you know what I mean?
And that's when the movie, at that point, the movie really started to shine, because from there on, everything with Spider-Man was a head fuck. And I was saying early on, I was complaining to you in the theater, Ray. Early on, I was like, you know, this is all nice and whatnot, but in the books, Spider-Man wouldn't be really having this problem simply because of his spider sense. And I was like, I don't fucking get it. Why is he getting smashed around like this? But I forgot they set up early in the movie that apparently something was wrong with his spider sense or some shit like that.
I guess he was stressed out. He didn't bust that first nut or something.
No, something was wrong with his Peter. He wasn't tingling.
His dick?
His Peter. His Peter wasn't tingling.
I think that's what that joke is supposed to be.
Usually,
your
when
Peter's
the
not
Peter
tingling.
tingling, it's a bad thing. But he wanted his Peter to tingle.
Oh Jesus! Yeah. Now hearing it after the movie, it makes it so much worse. Now
I'm not gonna stop either.
my Peter's tingling, sir. You need to leave. Because I was thinking the whole time, it's like, yo, I kept complaining to Ray. I was like, this is awesome. This mental hologram CGI world is fucking him up, and that's exactly what fucking with Mysterio would be like. You might as well you'd be better off just blindfolding yourself and trying to fight with sound alone. But then again, he has speakers and shit to projecting the sound. But it was a complete mind fuck. But I was constantly like, yo, man, Spider-Man shouldn't be getting affected by this because of his spider sense. Whenever something bad's about to happen, the direction it's coming from and the power of it would go off, and he would know exactly what to do.
The way they describe spider sense in this movie, this is the first movie that they actually showed him like how it works.
You're right. Mm-hmm.
But in the first movie, in Civil War, when Stark looked at his goggles, because he had those homemade goggles, he was like, "What are these, kid?" And he was like, I just get so much data coming at me at one time. I need to use these to focus. And I thought that was cool. Like, supposedly there's something in his suit that helps him focus and helps him, like, because he gets so much data input. And I think, like, this is the first time, like, just trusting in himself and just using his whatever extrasensory abilities he has.
Yeah, they all fit that in there nice. It all flowed. It gelled perfectly. I will say, the comedy, they did an excellent job blending that in. It wasn't too heavy-handed. It was perfectly even and equal the way they did that comedy.
And it quick. They didn't linger in it. Dude,
and that's what kills so many movies. You linger with that shit and like, okay, joke's over. Stop.
Yeah, even like with Guardians of the Galaxy, like some of their jokes was just like, okay, enough already. It goes
for too long. It's like, yo, this is not the time to joke.
But like Ned was funny, and Betty scenes were funny and cute. Even the teachers, the white teacher, that guy, he's on Silicon Valley. That guy's amazing. I love him.
He's Guilfoyle, one of my favorite characters on Silicon Valley. Yeah, and then the black guy, what's his name? Peanut Butter Smooth or some shit?
No, it's JB Smooth. JB Smooth.
I can't believe that's his real fucking name.
That motherfucker's funny, man.
I'll take your word for it.
He's in this movie called Movie 43.
Yeah, and Ray is the only person that will constantly talk about that.
Yeah, you got Chris Pratt
He's trying to increase the views.
He's got Chris Pratt in there in that one skit.
It's a movie that bombed, by the way.
Yeah, it did bomb. No one fucking saw it. But
which is why you keep talking about it.
Yeah, because that skit is funny as shit.
Yeah, whatever. Yeah, I mean, but he did a good job. Tell you, all this science will tell you one thing: magic is real. He gets his job done. I liked everybody. No one got too much screen time, because giving them too much screen time would have made them boring as shit. Even MJ didn't get too much screen time, which I thought was great. I love the way they handled the whole people disappearing for 5 years. They called the blip.
Yeah.
If you blipped, that means you disappeared for 5 years, and now you came back, and even though school was on the verge, you were on the verge of graduating when you blip. Now you got to do it all over, which we think bullshit. That is not fair. We shouldn't have to do the whole year all over again. Bro, I blip, I come back, my little brother is older than me now. It's fucked up, man. Fucked up.
It is fucked up.
I thought all that was great. I loved all that stuff. That was all really good.
What really made me crack up was when it opened and they had the Whitney Houston song playing, and they had the crappy video made by the AV Club.
I knew immediately what that was. My school used to do that dumb shit. The "We Will Miss You" song or whatever the fuck it was, and I was like, oh. And it was just as painful to watch on that screen as it used to be painful for me to watch in school. So I was like, I really liked the way they did that. But the moment Mysterio revealed himself, I love the fact that every single scene after that I didn't trust. The moment he gets to Germany, I gotta speak to Nick Fury, and Nick Fury just pops up out of nowhere. I'm like, it's not Nick Fury. Then they go there.
I really thought Nick Fury was Mysterio in the beginning.
Oh, you thought it was Mysterio? Well, that wouldn't make sense, because
you want to know why?
It would make sense, actually.
Someone posted a picture of some posters with Samuel Jackson with the patch on the wrong side.
Really?
And then Samuel Jackson commented on Twitter, and he was like, Disney's fucking up or something. I was like, dude, this has to be like a bait and switch, dude. Samuel Jackson's tweeting about a movie poster, pointing out a blatant mistake. I'm like, Disney, they can't be making mistakes like this.
They probably mirrored that shit, man.
No, it wasn't Disney. I was told this was in the comic, but I saw it. I wasn't reading Spider-Man at the time. I saw it with the Spider-Man cartoon series, the one I was on Fox in the 90s. Remember Nick Fury's first appearance? And Spider-Man's like, oh, you're Nick Fury, but you're supposed to be dead. And he's like, no, I work with the newspapers to make people think I was dead. And Peter Parker says, no, I saw your obituary. He's like, yeah, look again. You're dumbass of an editor, Jameson. It's like, yeah, the patch is on the wrong side. And Peter Parker looks like, oh shit, yeah, the patch is on the wrong eye because the picture was mirrored. It's just like, yeah, that guy nearly screwed up my attempts to fake the obituary. And I thought that's why they were doing it, especially seeing as how I stayed past the credits on this one. And you got to see JJ is being played by my boy.
Isn't his name J.K. Simmons?
Yeah, it's J.K. Simmons. Yeah, the original from the actual first run of Sony.
Yeah, he was so.
Yeah, and I'm so glad they still used him because he's so perfect as a J. Jonah Jameson, man. He is absolutely perfect. Perfect choice. So why bother replacing him? Just use the same guy.
Man,
I thought that's cool. Why they would have did that backwards like that. Is a shout out to that because someone told me, he's like, yeah, in the comic books he pointed out that JJ put the picture on reverse and the patch was on the wrong eye.
I honestly thought that was going to be a part of the movie, like where you see a fake Samuel Jackson and like Spider knows it's not him because the patch was on the wrong eye. But
only problem is that'd be too obvious for the audience. That's the problem there.
Man. Well, yeah, man. All in all, man, this movie. I'm trying to think. What other? Well, my favorite scene was the spider sense scene.
Hell yeah. Because I didn't see it coming.
With Mysterio? Oh
yeah, my God. Because I didn't see it coming, and that's all I want. I'm a veteran at this, and when I don't see shit coming, I get up and I slow clap.
Yeah, they did a great job. Pretty much what they did with Mysterio is like a enhanced version of what DC did with the Scarecrow, and
DC could learn from this shit.
And man, I felt so bad when he started fighting Mysterio that first time. That shit had me all fucked up. I was like, shit, how do you fight this? How do you beat this, man?
Yeah, like when he thought MJ was falling off the building and he jumps off the building to get her, and like a quarter of the way down, he hits the real ground.
That shit's awesome, man.
Yeah.
But there was this one scene that actually got me kind of disgusted. I'm like, why the fuck would you do this? And it was a scene when MJ was there in Italy, and she had all these fucking pigeons around her, on her fucking head and all this shit.
Nasty.
I'm like, look, man, I come from New York, man. I wouldn't let these fucking dirty ass birds next to me, man. Let alone on my head.
Flying
when you
rats.
You'd be amazed the thousands of people that do that every day in Italy. That's one of the things people do.
Man, I got fucking these kind of birds in front of my house, man. I don't want these fucking things near me or on me.
Italy is Europe's version of Mexicans.
Oh, that's fucked up.
See, that was both racist and like territorialist. I try to offend everybody.
Full opportunity offender.
Yeah.
Excellent.
I was wondering if they were filming all this on a weekday or on a Saturday.
Quite possibly.
Because everything's closed in Europe on a freaking Sunday.
Yeah. Guys, is there any flaw that anyone can point out, really? Any flaw that's important enough to
that
point
actually
out,
that pulled me out of the movie? There was absolutely nothing that pulled me out of the movie.
One thing that really bothered me was Samuel Jackson, was Nick Fury. How does Nick Fury not know who this dude is a fraud? But then they backed it up. I mean, one, there's no more S.H.I.E.L.D., so I don't know where Nick Fury's getting his money from anyways.
Exactly.
And
they pointed that out.
Post-credit scene, they showed us that wasn't really Nick Fury.
There you go.
Which was actually very helpful.
Yeah, because I was losing a lot of respect for Nick Fury. I mean, granted, there is no S.H.I.E.L.D. Also, there is no Avengers. But still, just Nick Fury on his own, I was like, yeah, you should be better than this.
My only thing, now that I think about it, coming being, right after the blip, they kind of recovered fucking quickly. I would be expecting some parts of the city looking absolutely shabby or fucked up.
Why? So. Nothing was blown up.
No, but it not being maintained properly the way it should be should actually affect the way the environment would be.
Not really, because you have less people. There's less people to clean up after.
No, but the overgrowth of the earth, building starts to decay because there's not being maintenance. There's a whole bunch of other things, but I guess it was not important.
There's still a couple million people in New York. I'm sure they took care of it. And plus, they probably zero unemployment.
Oh, that's for
for
damn
those
sure.
5 years.
Absolutely zero. There is zero
Yeah.
unemployment. Yeah, that shit's all gets taken care of. Man, I feel bad. I thought there was going to be more to talk about with this. Cause what I now learn, when a movie, the closer a movie is to being perfect, it's not a good podcast. There's not much to talk about. Like,
Yeah,
yeah, it's good.
I mean,
that's it.
I loved everything, dude.
The thing is,
What's there to...
Jake Gyllenhaal, after a while, you know, when they cast these big stars, after a while, they, you know, their own persona still consumes the character and they really can't be that character. I actually, for a moment there, I thought Jake Gyllenhaal was Mysterio, even though he was acting, you know, like doing his part, but I wasn't really looking at him as Jake Gyllenhaal anymore. I was looking at him as
Every
Mysterio.
scene that he was in,
He did such a good job.
He felt like a smarmy asshole, and I wanted to break his fucking face in. He played a great part. He did his job. Even when he was quote unquote the good guy, I was like, I don't fucking like this guy.
And I was telling that when we were on the ride home, he's like, I love the fact that he had such a huge team just to make this villain work.
You would have to.
And he's like, I like to give thanks to this person. I like to give thanks to this person. And we're like, I like to give thanks to this guy writing my script. I thought that was just fucking awesome.
I think he did a fantastic job, and personally, I can't stand him as an actor. I just can't look at
You
him.
can't?
But
Why?
he did it.
can't
He
stand
sold
him
it.
as an
He
actor.
sold it. He did a fantastic job.
And
But I
that's
guess
all
that's
I
what makes
ask
an
of him.
actor a good actor.
All I
You gotta
ask
give him
is
his
like,
props.
look, man, you fucking sell it, Gyllenhaal. Jesus, do what we pay you for.
Yeah, I can't believe that's fucking Flash Thompson, dude. I can't get over that. I didn't even know who his fucking real name was.
Jake
in the movie.
Gyllenhaal would have been a better Flash Thompson.
Anybody would have been a Flash Thompson. That new Asian kid would have been a better Flash Thompson.
Well, what are you gonna do?
I don't even know.
I mean, so yeah, I guess Flash Thompson is the only thing that's wrong with this movie.
Yeah, I'll go with that. Yeah, Flash Thompson is the one thing wrong with this movie. Let's go ahead and rate it, man. I hope we're not undercutting, we're not underserving our fans, but it's fucking good. I can't. Anything else would just be me wasting your fucking time. I'm sorry. So you know
Well,
what?
I'm over here in China, so I watched it a week before you guys, and I've been sitting there like waiting for other people to watch it so we could talk about it. I'm like,
Tell me, when
"Come
the Chinese pirate shit before it comes out, does it still say for
No.
Oscar purposes
on,
only?
dude." It wasn't pirated. It just came in the theater a week earlier.
So
Get the fuck outta
so
here.
how
Seriously?
did the Chinese experience go on for you? How did they receive it? Firsthand witnesses.
I mean, when I watch these type of movies in China, everyone's just quiet. So when the
I'm
Spider
jealous
Table
already.
scene came on, I lost my mind, dude. I was like, yeah! I was like, what the fuck? I was like, this shit is amazing.
Did they threaten to kick you out?
People I was with, they were like, calm down, man, calm down. I was like, fuck you, calm down. This is fucking awesome.
This is what we do
And
in
then
America.
when he got to Mysterio and he pulled his mask off and he's like, and then you hear the click and then he like puts his hand out and grabs the gun. The fake Mysterio on the ground disappears. He's like, you can't trick me again. I was like, fuck yeah, Spidey, fuck yeah.
Apparently
He's got
that's
his spider sense, bro.
this is a major spoiler. Apparently he's not dead.
Who, Mysterio?
Yeah, that was also another clone or
Wait,
something.
A clone of what? What are you talking about?
When he said, "Oh, is this an illusion?" He says, "No, that must be something else because apparently Mysterio's still alive somewhere."
I will also say another spoiler. At the end, when he's swinging around with MJ, and then they put out a live video feed saying, "Oh, Spider-Man is Peter Parker." That was pretty interesting.
Yeah, that was interesting.
It's not going to go anywhere because it's going to be very, very easy. They're just going to do something where Spider-Man's going around, and it's going to be a Peter Parker doppelganger, and they're going to be like, "See, you're not the same person." Like Peter Parker will just go before some mics and be like, "Look, I'm not Spider-Man," because S.H.I.E.L.D. is going to help him. Look,
With the
I'm not
scrolls.
Spider-Man, I don't know, this and that, whatever. And then, the real Peter Parker as Spider-Man is going to show up, swinging around, maybe even stop like a couple bank robberies or some shit. So that'll be easy enough to fix. But I like the position it puts him in, though. I like that.
I don't
Yeah,
like.
because it started off with him being the friendly neighborhood Spider-Man. Now it ends with him being, Spider-Man's a menace, blah, blah, blah. So,
And you know what's really cool? The advertisement, 2-minute advertisement clip that they had in the trailer is not even in this movie, where he's busting up some guys at some kind of store in New York, and he tells the cop, "Man, I'm doing your job."
It was
I'm
a
like-
funny clip, but I don't care about the fact that it
I mean, I was looking. I was like,
it was a
"Where's
funny
that
scene, though.
Where's that clip in this movie?" I was thinking, like, "Man, is that edited?"
I thought it was going to be like after.
I thought that's what
Like
was
when
going to
they're
happen
back in
too.
New York or some shit, but-
that didn't happen in this entire movie. Fucking Disney is getting all clever and shit, giving us false scenes.
As long as the
I love
movie's
it.
still good,
I love
I don't fucking mind. And
I
speaking
love
of
it.
the movie,
The trailer shouldn't tell you everything, man.
the trailer is just to whet the appetite. Give you
And
just
to
a
be honest
taste.
with you, I thought those elementals were going to be like like Sandman, Hydro Man, like that type of deal.
Yeah.
You know?
At first, once he said, "Oh, they're based on all the different elements," I was like, "Oh, okay, Hydro Man, Sandman, okay, yeah." Thankfully, they're all dead but one. I was like, "Oh, okay, all right then." So I was like, let's squash that, which is fine by me, perfectly fine. So I was happy with all of it. Let's go ahead and rate this.
Yeah,
I'm gonna go ahead and go first. Easily, the easiest thing to say is that this would be a very, very, very high full price. But again, I'm dreading certain things, and they genuinely surprised me with that whole Mysterio switcheroo. Oh, you thought we were gonna fuck up this thing you love? You know, we're just fucking with you, man. And I kind of teared up a little bit. I love you guys. For a franchise that I said I'm dead and done with, to be this happy again, as if it's the very first time we fucked. I mean, as if it's the very first time I saw a movie from this franchise.
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna give this, and I want this inside of me.
Whoa!
Simply because it deserves it.
Way deep.
What you got, Ray?
I'm gonna give this a high full price, man.
Okay.
A high ass full price.
Nothing wrong with that.
I mean, that action was something else, man. The fact that Web Slinger broke and he had to
how he was
troubleshoot.
fighting the drones, that whole I didn't even bother talking about that because I just can't put that into words. You gotta watch it. It's very intelligent.
And the fact that they're pretty much it's Tom Holland. Now they just need to crown the other two people that are gonna hold the mantle for the next couple of years. Competent Marvel film. Drake, where you at?
Yo, all right.
You fell asleep? What happened?
I was eating this. No. Just packing my bags. I gotta go to Hong Kong in a few minutes.
Jesus,
dude, I wanted inside of me. I mean, I was gonna say full price, but nah, it was, dude. I love this movie. I walked out. I was excited.
How excited?
I said this has to be in my top 5. This has to be in my top 5 Marvel movies. This is sitting right next to. I want to say if Winter Soldier is my top, this is my second favorite Marvel movie so far.
Man, you're running out of top fucking Marvel movies, man.
You know what's weird? I'm not the biggest Spider-Man fan in the world. This is the second fucking Spider-Man movie I want inside of me because. Remember the Spider-Verse. I was fucking blown away with that. I was like, I love this.
Or it blew you away.
And then it happened again. Like, what the fuck is going on? Now I know how Johnny feels.
Yeah, he left you weak in the knees.
Yeah, I know how John feels when he reads Spider-Man. It's like,
John loved this. John loved this movie as well, and I'm really interested to see where they go next. I want them to dig deep into the toy box and find some interesting villains for us.
I want to see You saw how he was acting once he got over his insecurity. He was like, "Look, I need a new costume. Okay, this guy's got sound magnification. I need this. I'm gonna need some shooters that deal electricity. I want them all primed to go off on my specific duration and this and that, whatever." And you see Happy Hogan smiling like, yeah, there we go. He's getting into it.
Man.
He's acting secure. And
from the minute he caught up with Happy and the jet, and he started 3D printing that suit, I was just sitting there with the biggest smile on my face
because that's the mature Peter Parker. I've seen that one in the comics too. That's when he goes from being the young, edgy, I'm just figuring out how to be a superhero and I'm constantly broke or whatever. Once they went to the mature Peter Parker, dude, Peter Parker has his shit together in the books.
And that's the strength of this iteration of Spider-Man. Spider-Man's smart. Spider-Man's witty. Spider-Man tells jokes, but he's really doing it because he's nervous. You know, so you get that aspect of Peter.
When he puts that mask on,
nerd.
Yeah, when he puts that mask on, he's not the nerd because you don't know that what he's really like.
Yeah,
you don't know, man. It's just fucking Peter Parker. Fuck that dude. When he puts that mask on, he's a whole nother person. So he can be the sort of guy that he wants to be.
Yeah,
he can have the confidence and the humor and all that.
And then, like, I hear people complaining, "Oh, they depowered Spider-Man." I'm like, depowered? The dude's strong as fuck.
Yeah, he's strong. But you know what? I can't wait for them to start making, pulling out villains from like deep down in the grave. Like the Human Fly.
Stilt Man.
Jesus.
I want them to real dig deep, I really want them to start getting some of these hokey ass characters, man. The Human Fly would be kind of dope, Also, the Big Wheel would be pretty cool.
Oh, Jesus. The vast majority of Spider-Man's villains were hokey.
Hydro Man would be pretty awesome.
Fucking Electro and all the rest of them.
Dude, I would love to see someone bring back Kraven.
Oh, Kraven! Please don't bring that motherfucker back.
What about
I just read a comic book. I just read the most. Dude, you got to go read the latest Kraven story that just came out. It was amazing, dude. Kraven took all the animal themed villains, including Spider-Man, trapped them in Central Park within a force field, and then got these rich white people to like put on these VR AR suits. They were protected, they were controlling robots and they were hunting all the villains.
That's awesome. That is fucking awesome.
They were killing them. Dude, they killed a lot of villains. But if the villain
man.
managed to destroy that robot, the rich fat guy would die.
Really?
Yeah, but they didn't know that when they signed up for it.
Shit.
Arcades in there. Arcade set up everything with Craven. You have to read it, dude. It was
Okay, I'm
freaking
gonna read
amazing.
it now. That sounds funny.
That sounds pretty awesome.
That sounds really awesome.
But it's also,
I would love to see something like that in the movie.
Or
Just
is it
Craven hunting Spider-Man.
Along with Arcade's help.
or what about the kangaroo?
I think the kangaroo got killed in that comic, but yeah, dude, I would love to see all those animal being guys get fucking hurt.
Oh man! All right, there you go. It's
That's
I
good.
wanted inside me score.
Absolutely. No regrets. Or no regrets, as I like to say.
No regrets.
Yeah, put that shit in there. All
Yes,
right,
sir.
Ray, take us out.
All right, don't forget to visit us on our website at g2ta.net and gottatalkabout.com, and don't forget to subscribe on our YouTube page and Patreon page. All right, fellas, we out like a motherfucker.
All right, guys.
Oh, you can't wait to get out the fucking door, can't you?
Yeah, he's going to
Oh,
Hong
dude.
Kong. I think he's got a mail-order bride waiting on him.
Oh.
Nah, I got check out of my hotel. I got a car picking me up in like 30 minutes, so I got to finish packing my bags
Jesus.
and make sure I don't leave anything. And
Get
the fuck
out of
here.
Well, you can't leave until Ray plays some music. Oh, guess who finally got off his ass and played the music? All right, dude, we're gonna see you next week.
All right.
All right.
All right, guys.
Yep.
All right, I'll hit you guys up later. Bye.
Yep.